Ladies and gentlemen, everybody knows this show is complete garbage. I don't want to hear some of you people, not you guys. I don't want to hear some of these dumbasses come up and be like, "What are you talking about, man? We had a great main event. Selena Vega returned, and Damian Priest got hit with a fireball. And this is the Attitude Era." You know what I'm saying? So no, just that main event. It was okay. It wasn't the best, but let's be honest here. That's not gonna make the show any great or make the show the best. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna break down this review and tell you what happened tonight. First, we start off with a Cody Rhodes promo. The fuck, man? Oh my god. He comes out here and he tells Seth Rollins that you don't like the gimmick named QBT. What the hell is a QBT? Can somebody tell me what a QBT is? Because I don't care what a QBT is, because why would I care or know what it means from a wrestler who sucks? From a guy named Stardust. You know what I'm saying? So he says that WWE has the greatest locker room ever. I fucking disagree. That's not true. You know it's not true. Who the hell is Cody Rhodes, one of the worst wrestlers of all time, to tell us this is the greatest era, the greatest era of all time? Get the, this is, I can't, I'm not even going to waste my energy. He says there are people who can stick up for me and can take my spot when I'm not here. Great. So he has to tell us that there's people that are going to show up for him when he doesn't show up at work. That's dumb as hell. You suck. Okay? You don't wrestle at all, and you don't show up every week. So why do we care if Randy Orton takes your spot? And Randy Orton is 5 times better than the superstar that you ever will be. I don't care. So he says there are wrestlers like Randy Orton, AJ Styles. Those two are my favorites. I like them. Well, excuse me. I fuck with them. Great superstars. You know what I'm saying? He talks about Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley. These three suck ass. They can't draw money, well, except for Roman Reigns. He could draw money. Only him and Randy can draw money. Like, everybody else can't draw a damn thing. AJ might draw some money. Punk might. But Rhea Ripley and Jey Uso are not drawing any money. The only thing they're making money out of is merchandise sales. So the fact that Cody Rhodes has to bring up these superstars just tells you how horrible he is in his superstar. It just tells you how horrible his era is. The fucking Triple H era, the Renaissance era, is the worst era that's ever existed. People talk about the New Generation era, the Golden era, the 60s with Vince Sr. Nobody cares about that. Literally, this now looks like a bunch of Fortnite characters, okay? This whole roster he's talking about sucks ass, okay? He says, I could be talking about you, Seth, but boo, yay. All the crowd starts cheering and booing, right? I don't think nobody wants to hear Cody Rhodes fucking talking. I think they were booing because Cody Rhodes cuts one of the worst promos of all time. Cody Rhodes can't cut a promo, okay? They're booing because he can't cut a promo. Not because of Seth Rollins, no. He tells Seth Rollins, who am I to you in your revolutionary world? Well, into this world, you're just a jobber, a boy who was gifted everything and he doesn't deserve it. Okay, you're the most selfish, most spoiled wrestlers in this company. That's who you are to me, Cody. A spoiled little brat. Okay? But he's not a brat because he does his job and he's professional. So let's say Cody Rhodes is that good spoiled kid. You know what I'm saying? I was spoiled too, you know? But let's be real. What did he do to deserve all this? You know what I'm saying? He says, I am 3-0 against you. Nobody gives a fuck about this feud between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. The only feud they would like is the AJ Styles and John Cena feud. That's the only feud they're going to talk about. They're not going to talk about these two jabronis, okay? Seth Rollins is still a star and he can wrestle. He's good as champion. He does his job as a character. But still, like him, he's not drawing much as money as Roman and John Cena and Randy Orton, okay? They're better than Seth Rollins combined. I mean, Seth Rollins by himself. I don't care what nobody's saying. Everybody knows this, okay? Well, anyways, let's move on from here. Up next, we get a Sami Zayn United States Championship Open Challenge, right? Again, we have to deal with another U.S. Open Challenge. Again, we're going to get an Open Challenge from a Canadian jobber named Sami Zayn because that's Triple H's favorite boy, right? He's probably sucking Sami Zayn's ass probably more than Cody Rhodes at this point, giving him open challenges. So, throughout this match, Tonga Loa comes in and he grabs Nakamura, throws him out the ring. Why is Shinsuke Nakamura here? Why is Shinsuke Nakamura here? This dude sucks ass, okay? He can't cut promo except for being Chinese. But he just sucks. There's nothing good about this dude, okay? I don't care about his in-ring moves. This dude is really the worst of all time. Why is he here? And why does he still have a job? So JC Mateo and Tama Tonga, Tonga Low, and Tammy, or whatever his name is, comes in and attacks Sami Zayn. Like, Sami Zayn thought he could fight back. Like, really, they had to pick this dude up. Like, Sami Zayn's so small. Like, really, I can't take it serious if 5 guys were to grab somebody small like Sami Zayn and you think he'd get the first shot. It's really laughable. Are you kidding me? They would kill this dude in real life. Seriously. So, Nakamura tries to come back in the ring after him getting thrown out the ring, right? And gets his ass beat, right? I don't know if Shinsuke Nakamura is turning face. I don't care. So, Sikoa comes out and does nothing. He just looks over Sami Zayn and he looks over the crowd with his people, right? Why? I don't care. Up next, we get a tag team match with Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Foucault versus Julia and Kiana James. Kiana tags herself in the fucking ring, right? Tags herself in. It hits Kiana with a fucking steepon and a prettiest moonsault. Moonsault to end the match, right? I have a better idea for this prettiest moonsault. Instead of just going up there, stomping on the fucking turnbuckle 3 times, why don't you go up there, twerk or something? Or put down your ass cheeks or something, then you can hit the move. Because at this point, Tiffany needs a move. Everybody doing the moonsault, it's really ridiculous at this point. All she have to do is put down her ass cheeks, make her see her white ass on live TV. You know what I'm saying? Her white asshole. I don't care if she got a mole on there. And just hit the moonsault. Because who gives a fuck about her using the moonsault at this point? Everybody's using it. Jacob Fatu has the moonsault. You know what I'm saying? How many? I don't know who else has the moonsault. I think it's fucking Xavier Woods if I'm correct. But we have 2 more superstars using moonsault. Everybody needs to have their own finisher. This whole generation needs to get it. Needs to step up. You need your own shit. And you need to come up with something creative. Like, really. I have an idea. Literally, just the idea I just said. Tiffany could go up there, twerk or whatever, and hit the move. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. I don't know. But going up there 3 times, stomping on the damn thing on your feet, it's not gonna do anything. You know what I'm saying? Up next, we get a promo backstage with Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and they run into Sol, Raku, and Sierra, the Speed Women's Champion and the North American Women's Champion. Again, with all these women titles, it's unnecessary. How many times do we have to have the Speed Women's title and the North American Women's Championship? It doesn't make any sense. We don't need that here. Half of these women on the roster don't deserve to be champion. You know what I'm saying? What happened to just having a women's world title? You can have the United States women's title or whatever. You can have it be defended everywhere. I don't care. But at this point, we just need 2 women's titles. That's all we need. What the hell are we doing with... Literally at this point, we have like 10 women's championships. And having these women suck ass, can't draw any money, and really could really just draw about 100 people on TV. They're only going to draw like 100 people to watch them on TV. Literally. So they asked Charlotte Flair and Alexa for an opportunity to face them, right? You know what I'm saying? And Charlotte Flair says, no, I would like to give you this match, but you guys are not ready. So the challenge is declined. That's because they're not ready. These jabronis suck. And Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are the women on top, are better and bigger superstars than these jabronis will ever be. I don't care. They suck. Let's move on from here. Up next, we get a Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six. Another tag team match for the 1,000th time. Like, really, I feel like these 2 have been facing each other. These four, the Wyatts are jabronis, not the Street Profits. They're cool. I feel like these 4 have been facing each other for a while. Like, it's been, like, literally, I feel like they've been facing each other, like, the whole year. How many times are they going to face each other, bro? And literally, again, the Street Profits, once again, ladies and gentlemen, are not competing on a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, the Street Profits are buried, and they're getting buried at this point. I don't want them to be done. I don't want them to be, but it looks like they're done at this point. You feel me? So we get through the match, and Montez hits a double buster on the Wyatts. It was fucking sickening. Is this why you don't want him on a card, Triple H? Because he's dope in that ring? The double buster, you didn't like that? Why isn't he competing in Crown Jewel? You fucking idiot. That's the problem why nobody watches your show, bro. And we're not going to talk about the reigns, because I just learned some real shit. I learned the Nelson, I'm not even going to talk about it. Look up the Nelson system. Look up Nelson, right? Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Because the ratings from like... So if you're watching the kid, so what I'm learning is, right? If you got Spectrum or Verizon, your ratings don't, your views your field does not count. You feel me? So if you have to go, Nelson has to knock on your door. And like I said, this is what I'm learning. And I'm going to give a shout out to Deidris Davis, the new Wrestling World Order. This is where I got it from. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to take people's shit, but I'm just telling you exactly what it is and what I'm learning, right? So my feud doesn't count. If I were to watch Raw, I don't count. You feel me? So in my personal opinion, I don't think nobody's watching. I don't think a million people are watching SmackDown with how shit this product is. At the same time, like really, there's only going to be like a good 20,000 or 50,000 people watching the show. Maybe 10,000. You know what I'm saying? And for Raw, nobody's, not 2.3 million are going to watch the show. You feel me? Reality, they're probably at like 200,000 because of how shit the product is. Think about what I'm saying here. Of how crappy the product is. Do you think a million or 2 million people are going to watch the show? It doesn't matter what you think. Because at the end of the day, no, not a million people are going to watch these shows because they suck. You know? So let's move on from here, right? We get it throughout the match, and Nikki Cross grabs Dexter's foot and puts it on the rope and gets beat up by B-Fab. You know what I'm saying? She gets beat up by B-Fab, and she's like, bitch, you ain't slick. Eric Rowan bumps into her, right? B-Fab's like, yo, you better get away. You better step back. And Nikki jumps on her, and Montez Ford and fucking Angelo Dawkins hit a frog splash on Eric Rowan. Dexter Lumis gets in the match, gets into the ring, and hits the Black finisher and gets hit and gets the win over Dawkins. So they retain their titles. We all know they're going to retain their titles because they're Triple H's favorites again. You know, we get to the main event. We have Damian Priest versus Alistair Shit. Alistair the Shit. Like, his name is Alistair Shit at this point. Like, this dude should have a job. Like, really, I don't know why he's here. You feel me? Damian Priest hits him with the body slam onto the table. Selena Vega comes into the match with black and white hair. I actually kind of like it. It's dope. And it looks like they're having Selena Vega get into that heel wife character again. Like the same thing she did with Andrade. With Andrade, they're going to do the same thing with her. You know what I'm saying? So we get through the match, and Damian Priest is stopped by Selena Vega. She stops him and gets on her knees and starts begging him to stop the match. Damian gets hit with a fireball. Holy shit. He gets hit with a fireball by Aleister Black. That's fucking crazy. Like, we haven't seen those in a long time. I don't think I ever saw it on TV ever. It's like, holy shit. That was crazy, man. Because it's how crappy this era and this generation is. We can't see cool things like that no more. But those are dangerous, you know. But things happen, you know. So Aleister Black gets the win by Damian Priest being kicked into the table. You know what I'm saying? And this is one light-skinned Arabic fan who was tapping on her seat, begging Damian to get up. Like, we're at the 8th or 9th count, and I was like, dude, you know he's not going to win. So just give up. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny how people get like that, but I understand. It happens at games. It happens at basketball games. People just, you know, they do that, and they know damn well that person's going to lose or will lose the match or lose the game. So it's like, you know, I feel you on that. It was fucking hilarious. Like, you know he's not going to win, you know? So we should move on from this match, and we're probably going to have another match. This feud is not going to end until Triple H says it's over with, because he had to hit Damian Priest with a fireball, but instead you can't just move on. You can't just move on and do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? We have to deal with a shitty feud. Damian Priest should be World Heavyweight Champion, and Aleister Black should be released. You feel me? Man, this is dumb as hell. Like, really, you think Damian Priest versus Aleister Black is going to save SmackDown? No, it's not. Now, I understand Triple H is hearing about us saying the tag team matches are not going to tag team main events are not going to be a better show. But in reality, you should have Cody Rhodes, the world champion, main event the show. Even if it's against fucking Kofi Kingston or fucking Braun Breaker or whatever. At least world champion is here wrestling. You feel me? But I don't know what else we could do better in the main event. Like, I can't keep depending on Cena, Orton, and Styles to be here every week. You feel me? But we're going to have to at least have them here. You got to have them in the main event until they're gone. Because everybody in the roster needs to step up. And they need to get it together so they can get that spot. You feel me? And they're not drawing any money for that company. So reality, this SmackDown is complete garbage. It's not going to save nothing. Just because we have Damian Priest versus Aleister Black in the main event, it's not going to save us. Okay? Selena Vega coming out there and Damian Priest getting hit with a fireball, it's not going to stop us. It's not going to stop the WWE from going down a downfall. but we could go on. We could do something with this. We could make something happen. What we should do is this, right? Nothing. Nothing at this point. I don't even care. Literally.